What do you think about closed or proprietary cloud-connected 3D printers with cameras from Chinese companies? They can garble my balls.
Ooh, Tim Jump Scare. How's everybody doing today? I see my logo light didn't turn on. I don't know why this logo light behind me has to be such a pain in my ass. See, I don't know why it wouldn't turn on. It was working fine the other day, but who knows? It's technology stuff, you know. I just had to manually turn it on. Anyways, we're just be hanging out today. It's gonna be a very casual stream. There might be some light swearing. We are multi-streaming right now to YouTube, Rumble, and X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it. We are not streaming on Twitch because Twitch has rules against multi-streaming. We did send out an email notification with Rumble and YouTube links. So if you want, depending on what platform you want to watch it on, you know, I said after all the stuff that happened with 3D Print in general, we're going to be pushing more people and making people aware that Rumble is another platform that we put our content on. So if you guys want to be on a content that actually supports free speech and doesn't censor people that they disagree with, check Rumble out. I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the YouTube chat there. But anyways, we're going to be doing, I got an Ender 3 Neo. The lady actually thought it was Ender 3 V2, and I just realized it's actually an Ender 3 Neo because it has the new like shroud here. So I got my second camera set up here. And yeah, it's the Ender 3 Neo. So you can tell it's a Neo because it has the newer shroud, like the Ender 2 style shroud, 2 Pro style shroud, and the CR Touch pre-installed. So we are retaining the CR Touch. We are going to be doing our 5015 fan upgrade to the machine with the Micro Swiss extruder. I'm pulling the CR Touch mount off here that I just printed for them on my AM8 here in ABS. So we're going to be doing the upgrade on here with the NG and the 5015 fan upgrade. So the only thing I've started so far, I wasn't sure if I was going to stream. I said, screw it, I'll hang out with you guys and let you see what I'm doing here. So yeah, So we're going to be putting, I'm putting the solid bed mounts on. So I have taken the factory knobs and springs off here, as you can see. I've begun putting on the solid bed mounts onto the machine because we're going to get rid of them. They have an auto bed leveler on here. There's no need for them to be screwing with this. So the lady's got a couple other machines, and she wanted to get this one up and running. She's been having issues with the Hotend, just not running right, and she also wanted to go to the direct drive. So we're going to kill two birds with one stone. We'll inherently fix, or just naturally fix, the Hotend issue that she has. Whatever's going on here, we actually don't care because we're replacing this. We're going to be retaining the factory fans because they are in good shape. The 40 millimeters are anyways, and then the only one that sounded kind of off was the layer fan, which we're going to be replacing with a 5015. So, I told her, I was like, I'd hate to see you have us do all this work and then have to bring it back, a couple months later when that fan finally goes, because it was making some grindy noises. But I'm going to grab some M4 bolts or nuts here, and we're going to put these on the bottom. How many of you guys saw the video I posted the other day showing all the stuff that I got yesterday? We got 6 new machines, not like brand new, but new to us. A couple of them are new, but got 6 new machines. I just want to give a shout out to Matt, aka Mr. Akuma Mods. He's on Twitter and TikTok, and I don't think he's too active on Twitter, but he's on there. But he's on like YouTube and Twitch and all those other platforms, and he's mostly resin. So he actually gave me, I can't remember what the model was. I think he said it was some sort of Elegoo one, but he had a printer that was sitting in the box for a bit, and like a bit being 2 years, that did not need to get a review done on anymore. So he's like, well, I don't want it. You want it? So I took it. Yeah. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and get these nuts on here. And hopefully, sounds like air traffic. So I am using my headset. I'm not using, here, you guys have to let me know which one you prefer, because the other one I can't get close. So here, this is now on my AKG mic. My audio should be a lot better. How's this sound? Does this sound a lot better to you guys? I have my headset on because I did send Tor an invite or a link, as well as Krista, in case they wanted to join. Is this microphone better? I just switched my input to the AKG, which is my fancy one. But for more casual streams, I typically will use the headset mic, just because it doesn't really matter. Yeah. It should sound better. That microphone was like $300, so it damn well better sound nice compared to a $70 headset wireless microphone. I would hope so. So I am running my audio through NVIDIA Broadcast because I do have a 3070 in this computer, so it's able to process that. The funny thing is, so we have like an older computer here in my office. It's just kind of like the floater PC when somebody's working in here with me and not in the shop. And that's just got like a 4th gen i5 in it with a 1030, like a GT 1030, like a very entry level NVIDIA card. And it runs Fusion and everything. Basically just use it for Fusion and miscellaneous crap. But we found out if you actually take the old, I can't remember what it was called, but there's what came out before the NVIDIA Broadcast. It was just the audio filter part, not anything with the video or whatnot. You can actually install it on these 10 series cards, even the lower ones, and it does a fantastic job at cleaning up the audio. So you just have to find like a legacy install option and do that. All right, so let's go ahead and get I got the bed solid mounted, nice and sturdy here. They got their glass thing. I mentioned the power supply. These can be problematic. This is like the really crappy off-brand one. I think, like she said that this was a printer they got, or no, this wasn't. I'm thinking of the last one. Last one was a returned unit. This one I'm pretty sure is like it's just Ender 3 Neo. It's not 3v2. Because if it was the 3v2, it would have the tensioners on the X and the Y, and this one doesn't. Like the adjustable tensioners. All right. Is that going to come off now? Good. There it goes. I was like, this should come off. Yeah, this is the Neo. You can see it's got this weird ass hot end on here. I don't know why Creality started using these. Holy moly! I see why she was having print quality issues. Do you guys see the nozzle on this thing? Man. Now, when we go to the Micro Swiss, we're going to be putting out a whole new one. But I don't even recognize this type of nozzle. This is some weird setup. But we're going to reuse the heater and thermistor lines here. She said she thought she was having issues with the thermistor. We're going to check all that. But honestly, I'm going to probably run new ones and see. Well, I can't even get the thermistor and the heater out of here. So we're just going to cut it. So and get rid of this. So the stock fan's a little dusty, but I don't like to force people to replace things that are working, even though I do that. I just let them know, like, hey, like, these fans are known to not last very long. Just giving you a heads up. I'm not just trying to sell you extra crap. I'm trying to make your life less frustrating later down the road, type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's an Ender 3 with a Neo hot end assembly. That's basically what it is. So, but she was having issues with it, with the hot end and the thermistor. So we're just going to put a new one in. I'm just going to cut these off right here because we're going to take this whole unit off. We're also replacing the layer fan, so we're going to just snip that. We are going to reuse this fan, so I will not be cutting this one. So we're going to take that out of the stock shroud here. And the funny thing is, I've actually never messed with the Neo hot end, so I am going to poke around this and see once we get everything off of here, but you got to take all this crap off. Yeah, we're going to put a new heater on, new thermistor for the Micro Swiss. So, like, yeah, here, you can see why she was having issues. You guys see the leaking up top here? You guys see that? Somebody didn't properly hot tighten this. I'm assuming, I don't know if this is a stock nozzle, but that's definitely going to be why she was having print quality issues. This hot end is not properly assembled. All right, we're going to take the stock extruder off. Well, I should say stock. It's the one it came to us with. It's not a stock extruder. She's changed that as well in an attempt to solve the issue. But it looks like the issue was the hot end. You guys hear me okay? You guys are pretty quiet today. We got 19 people watching according to, we got 19 on YouTube, none on X, apparently. And we got 4 watching over on Rumble. Shout out to my Rumble peeps. You guys are pretty quiet today. The gantry's moving on me. This is such like a weird assortment of parts because like it's got the really crappy knockoff power supply. Like it doesn't even have the Creality knockoff, which I'll take the Creality knockoff over the old style knockoff, like these double wide ones. I don't know why this one has. I thought they weren't. I thought they were shipping their branded power supply with the Neos. I could be wrong. Maybe that's like the higher end Neos and not just this one. I'm putting all her parts off to the side. All right. So we need to get the stock carriage off here, and we will be reusing. Drop the sock. We will be reusing the. Oh. Comments getting in my way. We will be reusing the wheels on here onto the new extruder. And this printer doesn't seem to have much time on it, to be completely honest. Like, it looks fairly, like, looks pretty lightly used. I go on here. It's a lot easier than trying to mess with the thing. Yeah, Matt's been getting rid of printers. I just had to go get them. So he was about an hour and 20 minutes from us. We were going to Micro Center anyways, and he was only 30 minutes from Micro Center, so I figured why not. I was originally only going to pick up the T500. The T500 printer from him, and then he was like telling me how he needs to get rid of a lot of the crap because he's just got too much stuff around. I was like, well, let me know what you want to get rid of. And, I ended up with 4 more printers than I originally bargained for. So I'm not complaining, but I found it amusing because a couple of years back I did the same thing with him when he was more into FDM, and I just gave him a bunch of printers I didn't want to deal with anymore. I was like, here, take a bunch of free printers. Some work, some don't. Just get them out of here. So we still planning on release our own printer kit. I'd like to, but I only have so much time in the day. The answer is I'd like to, but I don't have time. Like when we, at the beginning of the year, we had a lot more help. I had a lot more people on staff, but because the economy is such dog shit right now, we've had to cut back, which means I've had to take on more responsibilities, which have cut into time that would be needed to actually put together such a large product launch. We're trying to keep things moving is basically the goal here. So, and the other thing too is like I'm not quite sure how much of the actual like market in terms of like kit printers there is, because it's pretty saturated, it's very niche. So we're going to keep doing stuff that we've been doing, which is coming out with products to make the existing machines better. So, but I mean, there's a lot of good printer kits out there. All right, so I'm switching out the duct here from the stock one that comes with the NG to ours, which is the stock one, but with the ducting modified, so it'll fit a 5015 fan on here. So, what's up? I see Savag JB. He's on Rumble. He says, "Hey, what's up, sir?" Pretty sure he's the one who won our giveaway last time. We did one for people watching over on Rumble. All right. Yeah, so we have these ducts that we made, and they just swap out. And boom, you have better cooling. Because you can put a bigger fan on there that moves more air than the crappy little stock ones. All right, so there we go. So here's the, where is it? So here's the stock duct on the bottom here, and here's our duct. So Micro Swiss is, I feel like our print quality is better than the factory Micro Swiss print quality. Look at, they got some under extrusion here, and here. Ours, I feel like ours is a little better print quality. All right, so now I need to bolt the wheels onto here. We got to reuse the eccentric nut for the bottom one. Where is it? Oh wait, no, they give you an eccentric nut. I forgot they give the hardware kit here. All right, so the smaller bolts go onto these. Go right up on the top here. And the wheels feel good. Like I said, I don't think this machine has much time on it. Why not go for the Revo version? One, we don't carry the Revo version. And two, the Revo nozzles are really expensive. And while I get the appeal of, the one, the quick nozzle change, not everybody wants to be spending $25 on a brass nozzle. I'm one of them. So I think it's a cool product, but I think it's really expensive for what it is. That's just my opinion. All right. Can't remember if last time I put one of these together if I left the duct on while I was trying to get this on, or if I just sent it like this. I want to say I probably just sent it like this. So I'm trying to get the little nut on here for the eccentric. Okay, so either one of the dogs made a mess in the garage, or one of them has really bad gas, because it smells like somebody left a pile in my office, and I wish I was joking. Okay, I need to go check that because it's really bad. You guys need to go outside? You need to go outside? Dear God. Dear God. Yeah, I like the Revos. Like I said, I like the Revos. Krista has one on hers. But yeah, the bottom line is, if you can hot tighten a nozzle, you can save yourself a lot of money on by not going with a Revo. Like I said, it's cool system, but you're paying a lot for the convenience of using it compared to just regular nozzles. I mean, like, to give you an idea, like our expensive nozzles are only like $12, right? Those are for copper plated, wear resistant nozzles. And I know they have nozzles that are wear resistant now for the Revo. They didn't for a while. But even then, those are still really expensive. All right. Get the belts on here. The belts look like they're in good shape, so we're gonna leave those alone. Gonna adjust the tension on them, that's all. All right. I don't know how good, like this sucks doing this by myself because I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing, but I do not have help. I'm just by myself today. Trying to get things done. All right, let's see. Can I get the tension on this correct? Or I gotta move this to the closer position. Okay. I get my larger Allen can and use this to tension the belt. Get that in there, push it out, tighten it down while keeping tension on there. And then I tighten this one here, and then I do this one. So and what I'm doing is I'm pushing this down so it's flat. Since only one's tightened, you can rotate a little bit. There we go. Tension's good, and it's straight. I can tighten the other one up. All right. We'll have to adjust the eccentric nut. Yep, that's not it. Like, where's my eccentric nut wrench? Right here. All right. Now I'm going to leave the shroud off because we need to get the new Hotend installed. Yeah, the E3D does have a lot of ecosystems. Like it's kind of confusing. If especially if you're just getting into this stuff, I can definitely see how it'd be confusing for some. All right, so I need to put before going further. I need to put in heater and thermostat on here. All right. use the tape here. Just keep the printer sleeve from sliding back up. All right, I'm going to cut a little bit up further. And let me get, let's see. I was going to try, because I did get some of these, the heat activated heat shrink things. And I found the trick with them is you actually got to heat them up with a heat gun and not a lighter. So we're gonna try using these because I have these on the way. These are samples from my supplier here. So we're gonna see if this we're gonna see how this goes. Because when I did testing, I made a bunch of test crimps and stuff and wire strippings, and I really like how they sealed up. All right, 24-volt heater. I got a new 100K thermistor here. All right, so I want these to be, gonna come in, we're gonna use the Hotend fan as kind of a reference, so we don't want these to be about this length. No, I'm gonna go over the wires on the inside and make sure they're not tinned. That's part of the overall checkup. So how we do things with the repairs is, we ask people, okay, what's the issue you're having? Are there any upgrades you want to do to it while we have it? That kind of thing. And I go over all the machines in terms of getting the what's the word I'm looking for? Getting everything adjusted, whether that's that's belts, V-slot wheels, making sure there's no bad ones. If there are bad ones, we replace them. If there's belts that are worn out, they get replaced as well. That kind of thing. And then we go through the wiring, and if there's any tinned wires, they get removed, and we put crimp drills on. And that's just included in the price, right? Like, we don't charge extra for that because I want to send my customers out of here with safe working printers that are going to last, right? So we'll that's what I do on every single machine that comes through here, because I want to make sure that I'm doing more than the bare minimum, right? You want someone to do the bare minimum, go find some random guy that's just trying to crank out a bunch of printers for as cheap as possible. That's not us. I want to do things right. So yeah, the Prusa printers, we had one. I sold it just because it was like the oddball out of all the machines we had, and it was reliable. And the guy that has it right now, he's using it. The big issue was we had spend another like $200 on a printer we spent $1,000 on because it was a pre-built machine to get rid of the artifacting issues. Like, for me, someone like Prusa printers don't provide a lot of value because they're harder to modify and upgrade. And like, I'm just not a fan of the ecosystem, and the support means nothing for me. So, the main thing to go with a Prusa is if you want someone else to have to deal with your printer and help you with the problems, right? I don't care. I'm perfectly capable of troubleshooting my own machines and fixing them, and just assuming that the Chinese printer companies are not going to do anything. The funny thing is, people were like, about it, when Bamboo was first coming out, people were raving about like how good their support was and all this other stuff. And now they've gotten bigger. I'm seeing more and more people having problems left and right with them, like trying to get things replaced. So, which I figured would be the case, because it's like, you're not making much on the printers. You're not going to have money left to pay competent people to do tech support. All right. So here's the thing with these solder things. And I didn't used to like these because whenever I'd see them, people did not shrink them correctly. So I have the wires mechanically bonded together. The solder roll is in the center, and we have the adhesive circles on the sides. Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I'm using an actual heat gun, okay? Not a little dinky one. Like I have a little dinky one just for doing heat shrink. You do not want to use that, and you do not want to use a lighter. They're not designed for use with a lighter. They're designed for use with a heat gun. So watch how nice these seal up. So I'm going to start here by sealing the ends, okay? And I'm going to go back and forth until I see that solder melt, and I'm going to hit both sides, okay? And we see the solder melting. You guys see the solder melting? That's what you want to see. I see so many people using these, and they don't even melt the damn solder on the inside, which then makes a really poor, unreliable connection. So can you guys see how nice that melted? Definitely quicker and easier than soldering and heat shrinking separately. That's what you should see. You want to see that solder in the middle melt, okay? Why not crimp? Crimps are way too big. I do not crimp anything. I either solder it. This is actually my first time doing, aside from like testing, doing a solder heat shrink combo crimp thing or combo thing like this. Like I said, we will be carrying these because I finally found ones. These are from the supplier that we are getting ours from, and I really like how well these seal up. And the mechanical bond on these and the electrical bond is amazing. So I can't vouch for ones that are other brands, but the ones that we got coming in, which are these, they work really well. So, but you want to make sure you're using an actual proper heat gun that has the wattage to actually melt it, because otherwise, you're not actually soldering it. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys, how many of you guys watch Louis Rossman? I'm just curious. He's here on YouTube. Look, I even got tiny ones for the little wires here, the little thermistor lines. Look how cute these are. They're so cute. Yeah, so if you guys have these or you've bought these, make sure you use them with an actual heat gun and do not use a lighter, because the lighter will mess them up. They're not designed for use with a lighter at all. I saw Tor jump in. Tor, you can add yourself if you want. I'm a little busy, as you can see. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with that one too. Nice. All right. Yeah, so I was on his live stream and I asked him what he thought about the closed source printers, and here was his response. You guys ready?
What do you think about closed source proprietary cloud connected 3D printers with cameras from Chinese companies? They can gargle my balls. Not interested. They can gargle my balls. Many better companies out there.
There you go. So Tor, what is the word of the phrase of the day or the week?
Gargle my
Gargle my balls. Oh my god. I was dying laughing because I watched that live. I obviously gave him a little tip on YouTube, and I was just losing my shit because I was not expecting that. I was expecting him to like maybe maybe take the side a little bit of the proprietary printers, but I was not expecting him to straight up be like, nope.
Because I'm sure they've tried to get him to review one of their printers.
Yeah, he said he's been hit up. There's like more in his actual live stream that's from, where he said that like he's had Chinese printer companies hit him up for to do videos. Yeah, no, these little solder seal quick solder things, whatever you want to call them, these are working really well. Now I don't know if it's just because I got good quality ones, or if I'm actually because I'm heating them up correctly. Yeah, these are a lot faster and a lot more convenient than having to manually solder them, and yeah, they're not coming out. So I mean, I tested this on wires before I actually used it on a printer, so I am very impressed. Very impressed. My only sad part is I don't have too many. They sent me like a little sample kit here. Oh, I got 2 for the fan. I do have 2 more for the fan. So we're going to be selling like 400-piece assortments of these, as well as hot air stations, like handheld hot air stations that'll put out like 650 watts of heat. And also just little 5-packs for like $1, like $1.50. I think we're going to list it, of 5 of the little ones, because these are like the ones people are going to use the most, the ones for the fans. So we'll have them as like an add-on or upsell, whatever you want to call it, for the fans. So, all right. I'm going to cut this back a little. And my splices staggered just a little bit.
You can play with the retraction settings a little bit for this profile, but this skull tone turned out great.
Yeah, let me show it here. Tor's got, what is that? Our carbon fiber ABS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't. Your image is a little blown out. I don't think they'll be able to really see it that well. Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's your camera. It's just kind of potato quality.
I think it might be the camera. I cover it with my thumb.
Yeah, it's all good. Just checking chat here. What size of the seals will carry? Everything from like the small 26 gauge up to 10. But we'll only have the packs of 5 available for the small gauges, just for like thermistor replacements and fan replacements. I could get them for the others, but it's probably not worth it. Hey, one thing, the nice thing about these is you can't forget to put on the heat shrink because it's all one piece.
Right.
The trick is just, using common sense and actually taking the time to make sure the wires are bonded up nicely before you even start. Yeah, I think my initial dislike for them was I'd see people with them hanging off their hot ends and stuff, and you could tell they weren't like fully shrunken. And I was like, those are a horrible connection. But I think the majority was either, I'd be more willing to lean on it looked like garbage because of the end user that put them on the printer and didn't, use the correct heating apparatus to use them. But I'm also sure there's probably a set of people where they just got low quality ones.
Yeah.
So just like a double whammy. But I revisited them because people were asking about them, and I'm glad I did, because I am enjoying these little guys here. They make it a lot easier, and all you need is a heat gun, and there's less skill needed.
A lot of less steps as well.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know if it's because like these are just better quality than the ones I've seen other people use, or if it's just because I'm using them correctly. But like the solder flows right in really nice here.
I mean, it really does help when they're used correctly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably more on the side of end users messing things up because these look really good. Like the solder wicked into the wires because there's flux and solder in here. It's just a lower melting point solder than what you would use with a soldering. So, but for the temperatures we're using stuff at on the printers, it's not going to melt. I think the melting point on these is 130 C is when it starts to get soft. And I think 180 is the full melt. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, so something has to go wrong, or you put it in the wrong position for it not to work.
Yeah, like you didn't put the solder seal over the part that's getting sealed. I guess would be the best way to describe it. All right, so I got the new thermistor installed. Now the thermistor installed. And I get the block assembled here. And I think they give you a flathead screw, do they?
For the block, they should.
Or not a flathead, a Phillips screw for the thermistor. I do not see one. I think they might want you to reuse the one from the stock block. Which, whatever.
But there should be one.
I mean, I'll take the one out of the stock block. It's fine. I'll admit I'm not looking at their directions at all because I've done this a few times. So I'll just say it now. It's probably answered if I read the manual. By RTFM. Oh, I realize why it seems so like boring. I don't have any music playing. And put what's up? I see N4 is over on level 2. I just saw N3PO said he could have gargled the water. That would have been funny if he did when Lewis Rossman was commenting on the close clock and I just go. Though, what do you think about them? They can gargle my balls. I was not expecting that. I like actually laughed out loud. All right. I will say, so like I'm liking the tablet I picked up for just like work stuff and random crap. Aside from the fact that when I set it up, it installed like a billion stupid games and apps that I didn't want.
Oh yeah, the preload bullshit.
It wasn't even preloaded. It downloaded them and installed them. Like, it wasn't even a preloaded thing. Like, it just installed them. I wasn't even asked by the tablet if I wanted the crap installed. It just started pushing it. Obviously, they're getting paid, you know, by Google, or the companies are paying Google or whatever to push it. But it's like, come on, man! Like, can I opt out of that crap? Like, I don't need a Candy Crush on my work tablet.
Right? It's like, I'm pretty sure you have to load your own version of
Yeah,
Android
I need to figure out what that's funny, Dan. I've been soldering for 35 years, and those connectors trigger me, mostly because I wish I had them a long time ago. Yeah, for little stuff like this, I think they're nice. But like I said, the key is you have to use them correctly. Like I said, I've seen so many people not using them correctly. And, you know, you get people posting pictures of their printers and it looks horrible. And you can clearly see that the solder didn't melt. And it's like, you do realize like that's a really, really poor electrical connection. You're gonna have issues, right? So
If it's even going to work at all.
yeah, like it's probably gonna give you intermittent connectivity problems. So, but again, user error. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take that off of here. We don't need that. We're taking that crappy tubing off anyways. We'll put a TH3D sticker on there. Alright. Should be one more screw up top. And then I can get in here because I gotta pull the wires in. Alright. And we got a 422 with a Giga device chip on it. Who is messaging me?
It works. Not the best, but it works.
Okay. Let me get there was one of the lines was a little long. Disconnect this. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like Creality has this control box fan connected to the layer fan. So basically, if the layer fan's not on, your board has zero cooling, which is a horrible idea. I don't know why they
Rest
thought
in peace, ABS users.
I know, right? So I'm going to rewire that fan so it goes onto the always-on terminal, because that's how it should be wired.
If it's not on an actual dedicated controlled port.
Yeah, which this board does not have a control for the fan.
Okay, let's get these printing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be 10 wires in here too, which we'll take care of. All right.
Delete all that.
Demo. Where's the screws for the fan duct? Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all right. Yeah, I still don't know who had shirts on at IRF saying, TH3D, where are you? There was a guy and a girl, and I still don't know who that was. We didn't go because I had too much other stuff going on. 2, I couldn't justify the cost of 3 trips in 1 year. So we went to Rocky Mountain and Midwest. Midwest Rep Fest, we're always going to go just because it's so close. But we got to justify the cost of going to the events, right? And now I just need an M3 here. Might be a little too low. All right. 2.5. No, it went a little bit longer. Nut on the back of this.
Chat, what's popular to print right now?
You're asking chat what's popular to print. What are people printing? Yeah, that is weird. As I said, like I saw pictures at Earth where someone had a shirt on the back of the shirt that says "TH30, where are you?" And I still don't know who it was. And there's only pictures of them from the back, so I don't even know what their faces look like. Hey, Charlie, we need to tighten up the hole on the 5015 mount a little bit.
What's up?
The screw hole for the fan. I take my jacket
Is
off.
that the new version?
This is the 5015. This is not with a sensor mount because we're using a CR Touch on here. Just like maybe bring that hole in a little bit so it bites. Like so, the screw bit a little bit, but I just put some glue in there to hold it because I can't get a nut back there. The other one I installed on my other machine was fine, but I'd say just make the tolerance a little bit tighter for the M3 to go in. Where's my CR Touch bracket? It's right here.
I have it open right now. I'll do it.
Okay. Made two little M3 screws. Thought we took some off of here from the old Hotend. No, apparently not. Alright, I'm gonna use my own.
That's weird. One of them was a different dimension than the other.
What do you mean? One of the designs?
It was like all 1.6, and then one of them was 1.65. But it's not the one that you have.
I'm talking about the. Well, yeah, the 4010s are going to be smaller. That's the 4010. I'm talking about the 5015.
No. I'm talking about 5015s.
On what though?
It was the 18
What
millimeter.
Are we talking about the same hole?
Yes, for the 5015.
Yeah, you put the M3 by 20 or 25 through there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the one I was updating. It's just one of the three had.
I wonder if you had a. Well, I wonder if you had a reference somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I started them all off, or I started with one, and then cut it into pieces so I can be like, okay, here's a bunch of 5015 lefts, here's a bunch of probe rights, and then I just mix and match them to make a bunch of different variations.
Right. Well, those should be like.
So they should have all been the same.
Well, double check them.
They're all updated.
I'm probably gonna. You know.
Is that the new? Oh yeah, you're doing the Zero Touch. Yeah,
yeah. This is the big tree tech. This is the Micro Swiss mount for the CR Touch. They actually have a CR Touch specific mount.
Yeah, you need one because their wiring is different. Their
yeah, where it comes out.
The probe connector comes out different spots.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Oh, I gotta use a flathead here. You know what? I said I don't want to do.
What do you think of the quick connections for the entire head?
Huh?
Either with visual connectors or a PCB, like a tool head board or like the door ends.
I'm not a fan of tool head boards because I think that's more stuff to go wrong.
This is what I pulled off my V0. I hate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't you have issues with it?
Issues.
Yeah.
I went through 2 of these, both the PCBs on either end and the cables.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's more shit to go wrong. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan of them.
I think the latest versions I've seen on people's printers have glue on each individual connector, like the black hot snot.
Oh my god.
That they like jam the connectors down and then shove the holes full of glue to keep them in place. 50.
Yeah, I just sort of like, I get the idea. It's nice because you can quickly swap things out, but I would rather just do like what I just did now, which is just, you know, splice in the new wire and be done with it and know I have a good connection. Like, that's just me. You know, like I tell people, they're like, well, what about...
I'm not getting a K1.
I have a K1.
Yeah, Tim got the K1. I did not get a K1.
I don't think Tor really wants to deal with a K1. Yeah, this bracket...
Tim's going to hate it, but the only printer I've only really considered getting recently has been the A1 Mini. I've wanted to do multi-color material prints for a while, and honestly, they have the best setup that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even concede to that. Like, their multicolor is nice. Like,
yeah, that's the only reason I would consider getting Bamboo.
Yeah, well, and my whole thing is I don't want to be dealing with my designs going to their Chinese cloud servers and whatever.
No, like if it's something in-house proprietary, it's going on an offline.
Well, so that's another thing I'm gonna advertise for our print farm is all of our stuff is local. Like, we don't use any cloud shit for our printers here. So if we have people that want something printed, especially if they're worried about it, you know, being like if it's a product file or something, like, you know, there's guys running print farms with Bamboos, but guess what? If they're, you know, sending them all out to the cloud, Bamboo's now getting all your designs. So just saying.
I am worried about some of the stuff that like Adam Savage is doing.
What's that?
Because he has a couple Bamboos that they've sent him, and Matt
Hackers. Well, here's the thing. Like, in general, like, it's kind of like a Trojan horse, right? Cheap printers that work really well, but they're collecting all your data, right? Like, that's the worry here. Is like, what's, you know, they're not just making these printers cheap and nice to be, you know, nice. They're getting something else out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Adam Savage still does a bunch of stuff for like big industry movie sets. They don't want that shit going out.
Yeah.
They don't want their whatever like specialized mask for their main character for their next movie being leaked to China and be put online.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the Enterprise is $1,000 more. You get an Ethernet port and you get your own data.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so here's the thing: if you're like Facebook and YouTube and all these other companies, you know, if it's free, you're the product being sold. So YouTube is Google. Google's all about getting user data, right? And selling it to advertisers. I wouldn't expect Bamboo to be any different. You know, they're using user data for something. You know, what that is, I couldn't tell you, but I've just, you know, yes, it's a 3D printer company, but all these companies these days operate kind of the same, you know. So I don't know. I just prefer not to have my designs and stuff on other companies' servers.
No,
especially a non-U.S. company too, because if something does happen, good luck litigating against a Chinese company. That's the other thing. Try and do some cable management here. Come on.
I don't think all of Tested does it, but I think Adam still consults and stuff because I'm pretty sure I've seen him talk about, like, oh, I was working on something for this.
Yeah, or maybe the stuff he's working on is not like super classified or important. I don't know.
Yeah, he does have. What's a mass? He had. I think the one you just picked up, the Terminator, whatever it is.
The what?
What printer did you pick up? The big one.
Oh, the T500?
T500. Yeah, I think he has a T500.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool machine, but that's also like I'm also going to strip the cloud stuff out of there. It's not just bamboo hate, by the way, because some people think it's just bamboo hate. No, it's all cloud connected printers. I'm not a fan of. Like.
Yeah, that one actually looked really sick. The board cube for the P1P, that was kind of genius of them.
The what?
The P1P was their like enclosureless Bear printer, the cheap one, and then they advertised that like, oh, you can design all these your own panels for it.
Yes, being
print them
cheap.
yourself.
Yes, being cheap and cutting costs is now a feature.
Mm-hmm. But some of the designs that came out of that were pretty cool. The board cube, the companion cube. There were some. I think it was a board cube that had like the really intricate doors that like hinged out in some weird pattern.
All right. Okay, now let's start getting these wires cleaned up here. Get the ER touch wire out of here with some slack. Our layered fan wire doesn't pull out.
Cobra.
All right. Yeah, I've been hearing not good things about the Cobras. I guess they just kind of stopped doing shit with them parts-wise. And there's people that are having printers failing, and they can't get parts for them now because it's all proprietary. So that's nice. It reinforces what I've been saying about all the proprietary crap. You know, you got all these machines that are using proprietary components, and as soon as the company decides that, hey, we're not going to support them anymore, good luck. And the other thing too with all like the cloud connected stuff with like the bamboos is at a certain point they're going to end of life those models, and then you're going to lose most of the features that you like from them because, you know, they're not going to do updates, and eventually they're probably going to be like, okay, we're not doing anything more for this model. You know, we're not going to let it on our network.
If they've released the Enterprise with a maker breaking, if they release the Enterprise or whatever it's called,
yeah, the
with
E,
the full control,
like local,
offline,
yeah. Like that will be fine.
Well, yeah, people are going to be pissed until they release an update for the Carbon and the P1P and everything else.
I'm saying, like, here's the thing. Like, I have watched this happen with many other companies where they come out, you know, with a product. Like, here's the thing. I literally had an OBD, Bluetooth OBD device that I had in the cars. Works great. Nothing wrong with the hardware. Well, the company decided we're no longer doing updates for it. And instead of just letting you use it on the old version, they just bricked the device. You couldn't use it. You couldn't use it with any other programs. It was proprietary, so it only would talk to their app. And so I literally threw a $70 OBD plug that worked just fine into the trash because the company end of lifed it. And like I've been screwed over by companies doing that so many times that I will never do that again. I'm not going to be dealing with companies that are going to make it mandatory to use their cloud shit to get all the features of the device. You know, like here's the thing: 20 years from now, my Ender 3s and all these various Creality machines, they're still going to work just fine, regardless if Creality is around or not. Like your bamboos,
keep them maintained.
the bamboos, good luck. Good luck. Your bamboos are. It's going to be really, it's going to be really hard to use the machines, especially when they're not releasing any. Like you can't even download the software updates on your own, as far as I know, unless they change that. The printers can only download them directly. So, you know, like, what do you do? Oh, I just messed up. I forgot to run the extruder before I zip tie everything. Womp womp. I am disappointed in myself.
Be sure to use their wire.
I did. I do. It's right here.
Good.
Why
does my
I just forgot to put it in with the zip ties. So I gotta reduce some of my zip ties. No biggie. Just put another set on and then clip them. All right. Yeah, actually, a good example of what I think might happen, and I don't know if they went through it or not because I got rid of the device. But there's the company Cricket. They have everything that's web-based on those devices, and they even went out of their way so far as to sue someone who made a local control program for their cutters. Like literally sued them out of existence. And they decided that they were going to start charging people to use their cloud stuff, which you have to use in order if you have their hardware. Like, so they sued the company out of existence that was making like, you know, local control. So they're gone. And then yeah, they're going to start charging for it. Now I don't know if they went through with that. I think I heard that they backpedaled on it, but again, that's the risk of running cloud crap, right? Like, and here's the thing:
you're
it's not
locked into whatever they have.
Like, whenever somebody says cloud, they're really saying somebody else's computer.
Mm-hmm.
There is no such thing as a cloud. The cloud is somebody else's computer. Like, that's all it is. It's literally somebody else's computer. And if you don't have control over it, it's not yours. You know, so just think about that. So I think, depending on how crazy orders are, I'd like to do the Sunlu S8 stream tomorrow if possible. I want to get this done so the lady could come by. I told her Monday or Tuesday I'd have this ready, so. Yeah, I mean, we use some cloud stuff, but here's the thing, like, you know, we use Microsoft 365, but we also have local backups of all our stuff. So, you know, I don't trust it. And double check that we're able to reach all the way to the top here.
Hi, dude.
Yep. Why is this all like? Oh, I gotta take this bundle of wires out, anyways. Because we're gonna have to get in here. I'm assuming the wires are tinned. I don't see any crimped barrels, so we can assume that they tin the damn wires. All right.
Start this print like 20 minutes ago.
Yes, so Savagon Rumble says it's fun, always fun to upgrade the printer. Now here's the thing: I run a business, and I get that not everybody wants to be messing around with their printer. I get it, but just know what you're getting yourself into. Bring in the hot glue. Move this wire around. Do some total management. And reality with the hot snot. Reality loves their hot snot. Absolutely love it. All right. Thank you. Okay. Before you hook up the X and the E, I'll have to roll a firmware build for this. Now I'm just going to tell it that this is an Ender 3 and with a micro Swiss. Since we've replaced the whole Hotend setup and a BL touch. I'll actually I'll enable our little Easter egg, the define, was it define CR touch naming, is that it? What's our little Easter egg name?
I'm pretty sure that is.
Alright, let's see if there's tinned wires here. They're probably going to be tinned wires. Now, the ones I do are the main power input and the bed wires, and they're tinned. I do this on all the machines we work on. Hot-end wires really don't matter. They're not pulling much at all. But the bed and the main power input are the ones that you want to make sure that you do not have this garbage on here. You see this? Cut them off. Get rid of them. And we are currently out of stock on the crimp ferrule kits, but I should have more Tuesday at the latest. So we do carry them. All right. We got 12 people watching on Rumble, 33 in StreamYard. Those are all on YouTube, so still good.
Howdy, everyone.
I did send out an email. So the YouTube notification list, I'm sending out links to both. I made a red button for YouTube and a green one for Rumble. Because Rumble's color is green, YouTube is red. Alright, so let's make sure we put positive to positive. Put it in backwards now.
If you just want to print, no.
What are you talking about?
Is it worth installing Clipper on an Ender 3?
No.
If you want to tinker with it a lot and play with it,
yeah.
try Clipper out. Sure, go for it. if you don't plan on using that printer a lot.
Yeah, Clipper is way more involved. The only way Clipper makes sense for the average person is if it's on a printer that's pre-built with Clipper. It's all set up and running, and even then, like on the Chinese companies, they're still not good at it. You know, they suck just as much with Clipper as they do with Marlin. So that's why I have 3 machines here that run Clipper from the factory: the SV07, the T500, and the K1, and those are all going to be getting our own custom build of Clipper put on there, so we can get rid of the Chinese bastardized versions of Clipper on there. So I don't know if I told you, Tor. Matt gave me a Sonic pad.
I saw that in the pictures.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with it, but he had a couple of them. He's like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "I guess." Like, you're not gonna use it. I'll have one in case I decide I want to mess with it. My problem is they're still stealing the code, so I don't want to be recommending people to purchase a device. You know, even if they change it, you're still conveying the message that, oh yeah, go ahead, keep stealing the community's code. We don't care. We're gonna keep buying your products.
Right.
You know, it's never gonna change unless we start hurting their bottom line.
Like my Amazon crap was delivered. We'll be right back.
Okay, whore. All right. Next stop here. Yep. Next. All right. That should do all the wiring and everything. Now I got to update the firmware. Yeah, this fan seems fine. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wire this in so it's actually on. Like it should be. Oh, 44 trucker on I didn't see this on Rumble. When we were talking about the shirt, I don't know if you can hear me, Tor. 44 trucker on Rumble says that was me and my wife. We wore them as a shout out to y'all. We finally found the person. Are you still watching, trucker? That's awesome. I was like, who is someone trolling us or something? Because I saw the pictures, and I was like, I thought I told everybody we weren't going to be there. That's funny. The question is he able to make his own shirts, or did he actually have order those custom shirts for the event?
His wife has a cricket.
His wife has a cricket, yeah.
That would probably be it.
Right, he has a. I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people like crickets. You can do vinyl with, for sure.
Yeah, that's what my sister does with it.
Yeah, they're cloud crap too. So it's not just printers that I have a problem with cloud crap. It's everything. Like, I do not discriminate. against what cloud crap I don't like.
Cloud crap is cloud crap.
Cloud crap is cloud crap. I should have a shirt that says cloud crap is cloud crap. Alright. We're all good in here. I'm going to button this up. And I got to get the firmware done, then we'll go over the printer the rest of the way for all the mechanical stuff. Let's check the XT60 and make sure that's not burned. No, that looks good. Remember the XT60s were burning up?
Oh, reality.
We gotta figure out how to write like a script to like link the two chats together between like YouTube and Rumble. That'd be pretty cool. I'll just go ask ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, write me an API or a program that uses the Rumble and YouTube API to use our account to cross-post messages between the two platforms. That would be slick. Alright. Get some cable management down here.
Well, the battery air pump works.
Yeah. Yeah, because what? Is it Monday or Tuesday that they're going to be cutting your power for more maintenance?
For the, like, 5th time. Tuesday, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh, did you see the battery backup that Doug gave me that he pulled off? It was decommissioned from an old client.
You told me about it. I didn't see pictures of it.
It's like over 120 pounds. It's like 32 batteries in it. And it's 3,000 VA and 2650 watts. And it actually has a twist lock 30 amp 120 volt plug on it. But if memory serves correct, we've used those before when I worked in IT on like 20 amp circuits. You just get an adapter because we're not pulling anywhere near past the 20 amp limit of the 20 amp circuit I have there.
Yeah.
So I could also, here's the thing, the box is literally right off of the circuit breaker panel. So I could put a what's it called?
Another circuit in.
Yeah.
Breaker.
Yeah, change it out for a 30. Why did this just reboot on me? Is this board being stupid? Well, we're about to change the firmware. No, she didn't want that. Oh yeah, I forgot the dogs were outside because it smelled like Remo poop in here. Hey, the fan's working.
Tripod. I only see, like, I see that we're streaming out to Rumble, but I don't see Rumble chat in the.
I'm on this. I paired. I'll post a link.
My CPU is already not happy with this.
I don't have the local record on. So all right,
No, I don't know what's going on.
New thermistor is reading. Heater's heating. We're looking good. Man, that's a ton of air that comes out of these ducts with the 5015. Holy crap.
Oh, now it's
all right, let's get the firmware updated. Or my SD adapter, I should say. I posted the Rumble one. The Rumble chat's pretty quiet. There's still 13 people watching. They're probably just hanging out, jamming out with us. All right. Man, there's a lot of files on here. Oh, she's gonna need. I'm gonna look and see what. What is she using to slice this? Oh, she's using Creality Slicer. And there's no G28 or G20. Yeah, I'm going to delete these because she cannot use any of these G codes on the printer post upgrade. I always tell people, do not use your old G code from before we put like our firmware on there and did the upgrades and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey Tor, can you find me the offsets for the CR Touch NG? See if they have those documented while I'm getting the firmware prepped here. Otherwise, I'll do it.
I can find them.
Yeah, because I'm just going to set this up firmware-wise as an Ender 3 with an NG on it. So I don't think we'll have to reverse the extruder direction. We'll have to change the steps per millimeter and then tell it we have a CR Touch. I'm going to share my screen a sec here. Present, share screen. David said, finally got around to use my bed cement. As long as your bed is clean, works great. In other words, don't try to refresh a bit of vision miner on it with bed cement. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend mixing them. We cleaned off all of our beds. Oh wait, wrong folder. I was like, why is it showing what's what we're looking for? I was like, why is it showing the what I'm looking for. Why is it? Or you know what? This can run the STM build, so I'm gonna put that in there. All right. Yeah, showing the. I forgot I had ST. I can't think right now. I forgot I had the code open. All right, I need to see. Okay, this does have silent drivers on it. All right.
Do they not have their offsets listed?
They might not.
Wow.
That's fine. All right, so I'm going to do custom probe. We don't have any filament sensor. 20. I'm going to do fast. Leave fast pro in there. All right, that's fine. I can just measure it. -48 to the left. -48, and then the nozzle on Y. 9 in front of the nozzle. All right. And we want custom E steps, and we want the NG. That's 400 steps per millimeter. And now we need to tell it we have a BL Touch.
What were your offsets?
CR Touch naming, isn't it? Is that the Easter egg? I don't remember what the CR Touch. It was like the unified. I haven't done a CR Touch one in a bit here.
I'm pulling up the expert configuration page.
I am right now.
Fancy your icons. CR Touch _ probe _ naming.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I pissed it off at all. We're compiling. Also, my screen and video is going to lag, so if it does, it's because of this. I'm setting my browser priorities to high, so hopefully the audio's okay.
They kind of like
Alright,
faded
we're
for a
almost done.
second, but it's not terrible.
First is like looking around in the living room, and the Reno looks like he did something bad. So I wonder what the dogs
Ruh-roh.
did. Because I have my camera system up here. I'm like, what did the doggos do? Were they bad? They've been little shit starters this whole week. All right. Copy the bin file over. All right. Okay, let's turn this off. See if it takes the firmware on the first go around or if it's going to hate me. I think it's taking it because it's not showing the logo. Yo, there we go. All right. That's look good. Working decently. Usually the Sierra touches test okay. It's so slow. Alright, 0.002, that'll work. Alright. Move this up because I'm going to hot tighten the nozzle now. Question is, Nick has like react temp. I'm going to make sure the extruder moves the right direction.
It shouldn't need to be flipped.
I always check.
It should only need to be flipped if you already flipped it, because with their wiring, it should go the same direction as stock. You just need to update your.
Just want to double check. You
EC.
gotta run test spring. Yep. Hold on. We're pooping plastic. get this up to 240. Now I think they tighten theirs down, but I always just double check because last thing I want is send a printer back with a customer and I get a call going, "Hey, I'm leaking filament out the nozzle," you know.
And wasn't that one of their issues already?
Yeah, the previous one. I don't think they realized that because it was like all up in there.
Yeah, the sock was covering it.
But yeah. Oh. Back on there. Well, now it's time to run a test print. What are we gonna do for the test print to work? All right, actually, hang
I'm
on.
looking for a print right now.
Gotta do the eccentric adjustment. I think I already got the Z. This one needs a little bit of adjustment here. Bed. That's loose.
Looking for something small or something that can be done with like 2 shells and no infill.
Right. Wide belt. I think that. I find it funny. Creality has this sticker. It says Creality better filament plan. And it says better with Creality original filaments. Yeah, like those are the best quality filaments to use on their printers. Okay. It's not a better filament plan, it's a sales shit plan. Like them trying to claim that their filaments are the best ones to print on their machines is laughable. We'll give that a hearty chuckle. Happy with how that belt feels?
Uh-oh.
What? Kitty?
iBot's not having a good time.
Oh yeah, he told me. I know why he's not having a good time. He told me what he had to do. Yep, it says CR Touch. All right. I might just do Cali Dog if you can't find anything.
Yeah. There's a Ghost Dog, but you probably don't have Frost open.
Well, I also don't want to be printing ABS. Although I got our Stardust loaded in here, which is the purple glitter.
Actually, that might look really good with this. Let me find it.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm putting this lady's firmware into a folder, and I'm going to attach it to the ticket. She has her source code.
I couldn't find the dog, so you get the cat.
Okay. I'm gonna do the standing. Here. Yeah, I was trying to find her.
The dogs are highlighted below, but they have like a weird bone one that's probably gonna need supports. Actually, all those are gonna need supports.
The one you sent me is gonna need supports.
No, the dogs need supports.
I was very confused.
The cat versions look like they should be printable without any issue.
All right. Alright, hang on. I gotta add archive NH4797. Okay. I can probably use my. Oh, it's got an NG on here, so I'll use my Ziltech gear profile just have it. Let's see.
Cat, you just fully covered the camera. With your
All
big
right.
loopy tail.
No support. Okay. Should be good. And it's already got the starting G code for ABL. Alright. Firmware is on the ticket. Okay. To run the test spring here. I am going to clean the bed off though. Whoa! It's just held on with little clips. Wait, does the Neil come with the glass plate thing?
Is it? Yeah, it looks like it. If it had those clips, pretty
Well,
sure
they're
that's all.
not. They're not screwed on. They're just there. I'm gonna clean the bed off real quick. There's something on the bed. This plate has seen better days. Put some vents in there. I can tell, like, I see an outline of what I think is one of those, like, damn dragon things on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can tell when people have printed a lot of benchies.
Yeah. Well, I think she uses these. I think she has like a Etsy shop or something. Because I know she has a couple of them, a couple of printers, like different printers. All right. That dry. Let's put some bed cement on there. Sorry, I was like flying to a station here. All right, I gotta set the Z offset.
Hey Scott, how's it going? Tim, are you printing that in the front left corner?
Yeah, I used my Ziltech gear profile because it's a bigger bed. I didn't want it to like accidentally be like off in the corner or something. I probably could have left it, but
Yeah, Scott. For most printers, 9 is probably good enough. Especially for these smaller
I was
ones.
like, why is the fan on? Because the preheat. Wait, hang on. Oh wait, no, it is on the next layer. I'm an idiot. Because there's no. I was thinking there was infill on here. Oops. We want the fan. I was very confused. I was like, wait, why is the fan on? It hasn't finished the first layer. Oh wait, yes it did. Because it's a hollow object. So I had some idiot leave us a 1-star review because he said he marked his ticket as he had support when he didn't, and I told him it was regarding the Big Tree Tech LCD, which is not even something that we do support. He was trying to get, he wants to use the SD card slot on there. I was like, well, it's run off the screen, so you have to look at their documentation. So you did not actually pay for support like you said on the ticket. On the ticket submissions, this ticket will be closed. Please do not lie in your ticket details. And then left us a 1-star review, whining, saying, "I made an honest mistake. Tim was not very nice about it and abruptly cut the chat short with not real great support given either. Would not buy or use anything THU again." Dude, you didn't buy the fucking support and you lied to us. Like, you're lucky I gave you any response. I could have just said, sorry, no support, bye. But I told you, like, that's driven from the LCD. It's the SD slot is on that screen is under the LCD's control, not the board. So you have to contact BTT to see why your slot would not be working. Like, it's a separate thing. You know what I mean? So like on those screens, when you use SD, it's reading the G-code file off the SD card and sending the G-code over the serial interface to that. So like I would say I would show the ticket, but I don't have the redacted version ready. But yeah, like he doesn't have support. Let's see. I'm willing to bet this is the only thing he bought from us. Like, it's always the people that spend the least amount of money that are the biggest pains in the ass. Like, we selected no, I do not want tech support. Like, don't tell me you didn't know you didn't buy the tech support. It's a $30 difference between the tech support and not having tech support. Like, you're just being a carry. Let's see. I'm trying to find out. What else did he buy from us? He hasn't purchased from us since, aside from the firmware, 2018 was last order for $17 whole dollars. Yeah, so he bought a DIY auto bed level sensor board. Oh, that was before the Easy ABL was even a thing. So this was like way early on. And the only other order was from an Easy ABL in 2017. So he hasn't purchased from us since 2018, and even then he was being cheap. Like, come on, man, don't lie and tell me I didn't know. It was an honest mistake. You know that you didn't purchase the support. Like, God, people are so stupid. I don't get it. I'd say it's pretty good. What do you think, Torch? The board's running good. I'm surprised that I'm surprised that they're using the GD chips on the ones with the TMC drivers too.
They don't care. It's just slap whatever combination together that they have on hand. 2.2 boards were literally just thrown 2208s on there with no notice.
I'm pretty sure it's 2208s.
Yeah, that's 2209s were not out at the time.
Cannot upload.
Well, I'll let her know that she can pick the printer up on Monday if she wants to. I'm gonna save this in the offset here. All right. Solid bed mounts are the best. Yep, I hooked her up with a set of those. So there's no use in having springs. I think that's everything.
That man. Hey, Blasto.
Yes, that's about it. If the printer already has BL Touch, is it valid to change the bed calibration wheels for those fixed ones, like the one on that machine? Yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. That's what we just did. It came with the CR Touch, BL Touch, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a BL Touch knockoff.
The only one that's different is the micro probe at this point. But it's essentially the same thing. It's just set up differently. I print pretty color. Huzzah.
Yeah, that looks cool. I actually will let this test print finish. Open path.
What was the estimate for it?
Let me pull up the slicer. It's a 22 minutes.
That's not bad. Quick little test print.
Yeah. Well, I'm running. It's a 80 millimeter second slice.
trying to determine if I need to stand up and check this print or if it's good. The skirt did lift off because it didn't purge through all the ABS before the PLA. And I...
It's still going. I hear the air from the fan going through the print because it's how it's like. Although you probably can't hear it or be making the sound because NVIDIA is probably filtering it off. Well, you can switch it around, Tor. I think you have to hear full screen layout. Gotta make it bigger. Why is your resolution only 4:3?
I haven't updated in the setting.
F in chat.
I'm trying to determine if that's going to be an issue or not.
Oh, I was right. That when I said looks like Remo got in trouble, he got in the trash can again. So somebody got his butt beat. Here's see if this guy got.
All right, that's what I mean now.
Be good.
Your print's almost done.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's at 70%. I can really hear that fan. All right, let's see,
50-15.
Yeah.
It's PLA. What did you have it set at?
What do you mean? I run my PLA. You're talking about fan speed?
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I have a lot of my
send.
ABS prints like that.
Just full send. I mean, I run like 50% for ABS. Chat's pretty quiet tonight. Hey Tor, can you like make your video preview larger? Like, can you do a control like zoom? No. I mean, like your. Oh, sorry, I was gonna do the other one. Like, can you like make your browser window like enlarged? What is it on? There you go. You got it. There you go. What is it? What do you? Is it on a monitor, or are you sharing just the window?
Monitor. I'm sharing just this screen itself, or the browser itself, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, there's still a
All
piece of filament there.
What are you printing now?
Another one, but in
Oh, a skull?
vibes? Yeah.
Yeah, we got more gamer vibes coming. We're out of stock on that right now.
Actually, I have an idea. Ha.
Ooh, Chochin. Is that your Mercury one?
It is. This is the fully custom one.
It's almost done.
Did it not purge all the ABS before getting to the print?
Maybe not, because now it looks like gamer vibes. We're at 84%. God, what did I do to my leg? I feel like a bruise on here. I must have hit my leg on something.
I need to add another Easy Neo into this printer. Because after it gets to like layer 20 or so, the lights will actually hit the bed more. But right now you can see it's kind of blown out on the sides. Can't see the top of the print as well.
I tell people, I was like, you know, because we got the multi-mount, which can do a direct drive, but like for just a quick-ish direct drive conversion, it's hard to beat the NG setups.
Just like slap it on and go.
Yeah. I mean, this
You
case,
can
we suspected there were issues with the thermistor and the heater. That's why I just changed them. They're such cheap parts that it's just change it, right? It's not worth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have it sent back. Like, I'll put a new heater and thermistor in. You know, it costs us a couple bucks. But other than that, I mean, not like if you didn't have any issues with thermistor or heater, you can just transfer it over to the new one. I don't know why. Tor, you know what you... Oh, wait, no, you would have to have a camera source. Never mind. All right, this one's almost done. I wanted to finish with a little spooky kitty. That is printing good. Look how smooth that is. It's amazing what just going over a machine and like tuning everything up will do. Although I think the layer slowdown is in effect right now because it's... I feel like it should be going faster, but... I was just doing a
Is
quick
it
slice.
2 walls or 1?
It's 2. Well, once this is done, I'm probably gonna wrap this up. It's only 7:46. It feels way later than 7:46.
Tomorrow, SVO 6 Plus Pro, whatever the hell it's
Oh,
called.
I see a little booger. I didn't want that ruining the print. I wish I had a way. We need to figure out. I wish I had a way to validate, like auto validate people's like orders. Like to see like, hey, did they get priority support? Did they pay for support type of thing? So like then we just have the system be like, hey, you didn't pay for the support. So yeah, I know, but like, you know, like this guy didn't pay for the support at all. Like, come on, how can you not realize that like I don't believe him. He's like, oh, it was a mistake. I didn't realize I didn't buy the support. Bro, you have to select it before you check out. Like, you know, it's blatantly obvious, you know, but then you get people that are entitled, and it's usually SKR users. This guy's an SKR user. You know, and then he goes and, you know, leaves us a review on Trustpilot.
Yeah, like in our ticket system.
Yeah, well, I redacted his information and posted the tickets, so you guys can go see how rude I was. I literally told him, I was like, you know, don't lie on the tickets, like that you purchase support, you know, like because it wastes our time. That's the thing. Like if somebody purchased support, like with the firmware, you know, I want to respond to them on the weekend. I saw that it said it purchased support, and then like I replied to the ticket, and then I was like, the order like didn't auto link, so like I clicked on it and I was like, this guy didn't even buy support, like, and then he goes at 1 star. So he basically left that auto, because we automatically send out invitations for reviews for Trustpilot. So he left that invitation sitting in his inbox just so he could leave a negative review in case we didn't give him free help. So here's how it works with our stuff. If you buy a physical product, you get support for that product. But like for the firmware, it's $5 for just the firmware, and it's a $30 add-on if you want technical support, because obviously we can't afford to employ people doing support for $5 a firmware, right? Like we have a ton of costs associated with the firmware. Yeah, right. Yeah, Tor doesn't work for free. I don't work for free. None of you guys should work for free.
Huff likes to eat as well.
Yeah. So so we make it optional because some people, they don't need the support. They just want the code, and you know, we do have so you can pay for it after the fact. But you know, I just told the guys like, hey, like don't be lying on the forums. And like I closed the ticket out. I did give him information to answer his question, which was, you know, about the SD card. I said, you know, it's driven from the screen, need to contact Victory Tech. So it's not like I didn't do anything. You know, I told him like it's going to be on the screen that's not related to our firmware, you know, and we also didn't sell him the screen. So, but that doesn't stop people from being entitled. And I don't care. I look at it this way. If somebody gets upset for me standing up for ourselves against, you know, Karens, then fine. And the funny thing is, the people that are always like, I will never buy from you guys again. Bro, you haven't bought anything from us since 2018. And the stuff you bought from us was like super cheap stuff. So I'm not losing any revenue to care, right? Like I don't care. This came out good. What do you think, Tor? There was some string between the ears, but I just wiped it off with my finger. There we go.
Yeah, that's nothing. Cute little print.
Little kitty. Meow. Boo. Give me all of your tweets, or I'm gonna piss on your pillow.
And we can post that on.
Oh yeah, it's a test print. Yeah, we can take pictures. Yeah, we can post that as a sample print. Also, if any of you are watching, I'm gonna get rid of this second camera here. If any of you guys are like, okay, if any of you guys are watching, and you have our filament, and you've made prints with your filament, and you want to send us pictures of it that might end up on the website. The thing is, if you're going to send us a picture, have it on some sort of like a background. Like don't have it like I'm on your desk, a bunch of crap. Like on your printer bed's fine. You know, like on a table's fine. But if you guys did cool prints, and also for those of you that are watching, if you have an Etsy shop and you're using our filament, you know, or you're selling prints using our filament, I have no problem also putting a little footnote on the image saying printed by so-and-so, you know, and runs, you know, Etsy shop name this, like, you know, let me know, because we do have a lot of people that use our filament for their prints, for like the dragons and other stuff. So, yeah, if you guys want to show off your prints you did, send us pictures and let us know what filament it is. This came out really good. Yeah, this printer's printing great. So, it's amazing. I haven't had a single printer come through here that has not been able to be whipped into shape.
Revived.
Yeah, even some that have been really bad. So, but I think she'll be really happy with this. She got a direct drive upgrade on here now, so she can do flexible, have a little easier time. And like I said, like the micro Swiss setups, they're not cheap, but they're really well made and they work, right?
Yeah.
So, since I have people, we got 27 people watching on YouTube. We got 6 on Rumble. I'm curious, like for you guys, like, do you guys think that, like with the guy that left the 1-star, because I did give him help. He asked about a touchscreen. Like, do you think I'm out of line being like, yeah, you don't be lying on the support forms. Like, you marked it that you paid for support. I responded, telling you what the screen does. Like, it's under the SD. I said you have to contact Big Tree Tech, as the SD on the screen is under the LCD controls, not the board. So, like, that tells you right there, it's the screen. So if your SD slot on the screen is working, it has nothing to do with our firmware. So he only purchased the firmware for an SKR board. And here's the other thing I've noticed: the people that we have problems with are, in terms of firmware, is SKR users, and they don't buy support. And I'll show you guys right now. Like, this is why I'm not buying that. You forgot. You can't purchase the firmware without selecting whether you want support or not. Like, it's super obvious. Let me see here. Share the right screen. Here we go. So if I go to store here and I go to our firmware. All right. So let's say, so here's a firmware he bought. So this is the actual page that he bought it from. Okay. And I'll make this bigger so you guys can see it. Okay. So here's the firmware. Tells you here what models are supported. It's for this board. Firmware package. You have to select how long you want it. So we have 3 months or 1 year. So it's $5 for 3, 15 or 18 for a year. And then I can't add it to the cart. It says right here, add on tech support. This firmware does not come with technical support. If you wish to add our standard email tech support, you can add it here. Support applies to the control board install itself. Include firmware compiles by THCD3 support staff and included firmware features. You have to select yes or no. So the first option is actually yes, right? So, you can't see the drop down for some reason when I'm doing the share. Hang on. Let me see if I can, because I want you guys to see this. Like, here's the thing. You have to select what you want. Here we go. This should work. So there. So look at it. By default, you can't even add it to the cart. You have to select yes, which is the first option, or no, which is the second option. So if you add yes, it adds the $30 fee, and then you add it to your cart and you'll get support. So now when you go to actually purchase it, it'll show up on the invoice whether you selected yes or no, right? So it's adding it to my cart. If I go to my cart here, it'll tell me right here, no, I do not want tech support. It tells you right there, no, I do not want tech support. So it's very obvious, and you have to select it. The other thing...
No, very obvious. People don't read. All he saw was tech support.
Yeah, they're buying an SKR board because they're not looking to spend money. Yeah, and this guy hasn't spent anything with us. Like, I pulled up his history. The last thing he bought from us was in 2018, and it was like a DIY thing that we were closing out, like a super cheap thing, to like DIY your own ABL kit. And then he bought like an Easy ABL V1 back in 2017. So he has not made a purchase from us aside from the firmware, which was $5 since 2018. I'm not losing anything by him not buying from us because
it still would be something with the screen.
With the screen,
not the firmware.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like the response would be the same. Like, hey, it's the screen. It's not.
Like, we can check the settings and everything. We can check
it's not. It's
but it's
not
going to be the
something we
screen
can
and
do.
not the firmware.
Yeah. And I told him that the LCD is the SD on the LCD is controlled by the screen. You would have to contact them because I'm assuming what's happening is either the firmware is out of date or it's got a bug, or his SD slot's bad, or his car is bad. Either way, it's not my job to troubleshoot Big Tree Tech's printer or his SD card, just because he bought firmware for a control board. He didn't buy firmware for a screen. He bought firmware for a control board. So, yeah. But whatever. There's always going to be dumb people. Like, all support tickets, need order number, period, can't please everyone. Yeah, so he had an order number, but like I'll pull up slash Paul ticket 10 15 23. So I made a bit.ly link for the URL. And here it is. So I can show this because this is public. I redacted his information. There we go. So here's the ticket. So it reads from bottom up. So I'm using SKR Mini V3 and a BTT touchscreen, but I can't get the SD card to read off the screen. What setting do I have to enable to disable? I said you'd have to contact BTT, as the SD on the screen is under the LCD control, not the board. The only thing that's been edited in here is I removed his last name and I removed his phone number. And his email. So it's all just basic information. And I said, also, I see you did not actually pay for support like you stated on the ticket submission. So if we look up here, these are little radio buttons people have to check. So he checked here, did you purchase support? He clicked yes here. So I said, also, you did not actually pay for support like you stated on the ticket submission. I misspelled submission. You can tell I didn't edit any of the replies before I posted the PDF. I said, so this ticket will be closed. Do not lie on your ticket details. That's all I said to him. And then he one-starred us. So Paul, I don't care. You don't buy from us anyways, so go ahead and be a Karen. Like, this is the kind of crap I hate dealing with, is like people, and and I have no problem saying this because this is true. I know some people won't say this because they think it's like wrong. The people that spend the least amount of money with you as a company are the biggest pains in the ass. Like, we have people that literally spend thousands of dollars a month with us that we rarely ever hear from. And when we do, they're very polite. They don't overstep bounds. They don't demand stuff for free. Like, it's just so stupid. And like, it tells me that they're a cheap, entitled person. You know, like, I gave him information. It's the screen. Contact Big Tree Tech. Like, I'm not troubleshooting your stuff. Now, here's the thing. If he wanted to pay us for our time, which I guarantee he probably would not, like, I would bet that he would not be willing to pay, like, hey, the video call, it's $50 for the first hour, $30 an hour after that. I guarantee he's not going to want to pay for that. And if I also sent him the email support, which is our $30, we have an escalation fee. So let's say you're contacting us for something, you just want email help, like it's something we can effectively troubleshoot over email. We have a $30 fee that escalates that ticket, and then we treat it as a normal ticket, like, because you're paying for support. We'll help you with that issue. I doubt he's going to want to pay any of those. And I'm assuming what he thought is, if I one-star them, they're going to help me for free. No, we're not. We're not that kind of company. Just because you bitch and moan, all it's going to do is get us pissed off at you. That's it. Like, but hey, we get to make fun of people being dumb on the channel. So there's that. Yeah. Yeah, Al Nail. Let's see. Yeah, no, and like here's the thing, and this is just a generalization. There's always outliers, but like the thing I've noticed being in retail, like I've had TA3D for over 6 years. I've worked at other businesses, and also ran other businesses. And the common denominator is the people that cause the most problems are the people that typically spend the least amount of money with you. It's just a common thing I've noticed. I've talked to other business owners; they've noticed it as well. It's just a thing, And there are people that don't spend a lot of money, and that's fine, but they respect their boundaries. But typically when we have problems with customers, this is the formula, or what's the word I'm looking for, like the attributes of like the customer and their details. And for us, usually it's SKR users for some reason. Like, we don't usually have like Creality 427 board people getting all shitty with us, or like E3 free runs boards, or any of the other ones we sell firmware. It's just the SKR users are just, for some reason, are more difficult than other users. So, like in terms of when we had problems, I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying when we have issues, this has been the common denominator. So,
Yeah.
or one of the common denominators. So, yeah. Al Nagel said, "I taught high school for 35 years, and even when the info is right there, they don't read it and then want to complain that you did something wrong." Yeah, that's because people don't take accountability for their own mistakes these days. It's a very common thing I've noticed. Mika Steve on Rumble says, "Got to read the instructions. Tell him to gargle your balls." No, I will not do that. I have some restraint. Like that was the thing. I was like, I saw the review. I was like, what? Like I was rude to somebody. I was like, I'm just stating facts. Like, you know, it's like you're getting upset because I said you don't have the support, so I'm closing the ticket out. You know, it's also not our screen. That's the other thing. So, oh, yeah. Oh, let's see. My Mr. Michael Autodrop is in here. This really feels like a really late night stream, but it's not just because it gets dark so early. It's, you know, you would think you'd get used to it after like years and years of going through the cycles of it getting darker sooner, but I never get used to it. And Tor's in night mode. Mm-hmm. Hey, I can go into night mode. Hang on, let's see. Let's see if it still works. Tim's off as night mode. Boom. There we go. We're in night
My
mode.
tank is starting to shut down. Actually, how's that battery?
Are you testing it right now?
Yeah, it came fully charged.
Okay.
So it's gonna
Seeing how long it runs for. The thing is, too, if you find out what battery it has, you could probably just put a bigger battery on there to make it run for even longer. Fairly easily. It's all DC.
It also didn't come with a. It came with the wire, but it's a USB.
Okay, so you can just put it on a battery bank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
Well,
see.
I can put it on a battery bank, but I want to put it on a wall.
So my office didn't turn on.
That wasn't a skull planter. That was a candy bin thing. It's in our team's chat.
I don't know why it didn't turn on the logo light.
Oh no, that's not it.
Hang on, I'm gonna test. I'm in Node Red right now, messing with, because the logo light. If you remember, the logo light didn't turn on when the stream started. Okay, so I just told through Node Red to turn it off. I just updated the node here. Will it turn on? Okay, so it should work now.
The second link is the correct one. The skull bowl, no sports.
Oh man, there's a lot of Home Assistant updates tonight.
Everything's gonna be broken.
Don't do that to me. I do not need to. I'm gonna update right now. Let's see. I'm updating our status page software, which is Uptime Kuma has an update too. That actually runs on Home Assistant. There you go. Printables, Halloween skull, no supports.
No problem. It's a great print. We'll probably be posting pictures of it later.
Broken plugs that come in. No. This one, no, this is like Home Assistant itself. This isn't like, what's it called? This isn't updating firmware. But honestly, actually, I just updated a bunch of ESP devices yesterday with the new WLED firmware release to 14. The light or the flags and the logo and the little sus boy over here are all running WLED firmware. These bulbs are running Tasmota. I never update my Tasmota bulbs or plugs. There's no reason to. It's all local. Half the time it causes more issues than it solves. It's just not worth it. Node Red has an update too. There's a bunch of updates here. This is what I'm looking at here. Share screen window. So yeah, here. So it's got updates here that it needs to do. There's a new Home Assistant OS. I'm on 10.5. I usually update the container or the add-ons first, and then I do the OS. But it's taking snapshots. I take backups every 3 days. So for a blower fan, I mean, if it's a good, I mean, ball bearings and hydraulics, I'm assuming you're talking about sleeve bearings, right? When you say hydraulic bearings?
There are some listed as hydraulic bearings.
I think those are a class of sleeve bearings. I typically run ball bearing fans. Most of our fans we sell, I think the only fans that we sell, well, we don't sell them separately. The only fans we have that are not ball bearing fans are the ones we use in our pie kits because we were not able to get fans that were like quiet with ball bearings, because ball bearing fans can be noisier than non-ball bearing fans because there's bearing noise. However, the ball bearing fans last longer than like sleeve bearings, even if they're sealed bearings. Like our 40 millimeter fans right now that we have, those are sealed sleeve bearings. Those are like good ones, but like the ones that come with the Creality ones are just really cheap non-sealed ones, so dirt and dust can get in there, which is usually what like causes them to fail, is just debris getting in there and tearing up the bearings. So I mean, either bearing, like in my opinion, I feel like ball bearing fans will last the longest out of all of them, but you can get long life out of other types of bearings as long as they're not, really crappy quality bearings. But in general, like ball bearing fans typically will give you the longest life. So, but they might not be as quiet as other fans. But I go for longevity instead of, absolute silence. Hey, the Prusa slicer time estimate was pretty close. It said 27 minutes, 40 seconds it took to print that. It estimated 20 minutes or 28 minutes. So it was off. It was actually 15 seconds quicker on the printer. What hardware am I running my HA setup on? I have 3 HA installs right now. I have like a bare bones one just for our printers, which is running in a virtual machine. For my main house one, I have it running on a HP ProDesk, like one of those microcomputers. It's like I think it's a 8th gen i5. And then the shop one is running on an Intel NUC. So they're all like small. They're all like small machines. Or a virtual machine. Like I said, I've got the virtual machine running for our HA farms. So like we use Home Assistant for our print farm management tool, because my logic was, hey, like Home Assistant is kept up to date pretty well. It's using the native API for Octoprint. It works with the plugs. Like it just does everything. Like, yeah, it's not a purpose-built system for managing printers, but if you get it set up, it's pretty nice. Like I can actually, I'm just updating Node right now. Let me see really quick. Let me share this. So like for my print farm management, this is what it looks like. So I got all my printers here. They're black and white. If I click and hold or touch and hold, it'll turn color when I turn the plug on. So, and I have like a live feed here. This is just like a reduced bit rate or reduced frame rate one, so the screen isn't all crazy. But these are all my printers in my office here. These are Chris's downstairs, but the lights are off down there. That's why it's black. We have these planned for future. So like we have 2 racks out in the print farm that have printers on them. They're not hooked up yet. But our ABS stacks here, you can see all these. And again, like I meant to reboot this one because the camera wasn't loading. I'm assuming the camera service probably crashed or something. Just reboot the Pi. But if I go and I go turn the print. So this is the, there we go. This is the NUC Home Assistant install. This one's on a VM, but if we reload this page, we should be able to see, because I just turned the lights on in the print farm. Now you can see all the cameras. This one's just being stupid. But these are all our ABS machines, so we have a dozen of them hooked up right now and all set up. You can see there's prints on them too that we ran that finished over the weekend. So, but yeah, the little small form factor computers are a really good, cheap way to run Home Assistant, because you can find them off lease. I think I paid like $200 for mine that I'm using for my house. And the biggest thing is, put a decent NVMe drive in there, and it'll be good. It'll run for a while. So that's what I did. So yeah, the SFF, or I mean the thin clients, those are okay. I've had weird issues with thin clients before. I'm not a fan of them. But yeah. Last of the spring, when I think about the Pi 5, I mean, it's cool, but for printers, it's overkill. It uses it's like 5 amp power draw. The Pi 4s are anywhere from 2.5 to 3, so it's almost twice the power draw. And for printers, the Pi 4 is barely even touched in terms of like how much horsepower it uses. So it's kind of a waste, to be completely honest. I hope they keep making the Pi 4 and lower the price on them. Because that would be a really good solution for people just wanting a reliable, cheap SBC for printer control. But I think they're still making the Pi 3s too, like the 3Bs and 3B pluses. I think those are getting.
They've been popping up more and more.
Because I think because you got to remember too, like the Pis, there's a lot of companies that use them in industrial applications. And like you design your product around this board, like they need to, they want it to be made, so they don't have to redesign the whole product, But yeah, I mean, I'd be really surprised if they axe the Pi 4 anytime soon. It would make sense for them to keep running it because there's a lot of products that use it. The other thing a lot of people don't realize too is that, woo!
Bless you.
What a lot of people don't realize too is when the Pi shortage was happening, there were like commercial clients of them that were still able to get those boards. So basically, as far as I know, and this is just from what I've heard from other people, so it could be just bullshit, it could be not. Yeah. But from what I understand is that they were making the Pi 4s even during the shortages. The thing was, they were giving priority to industrial and bigger businesses that needed them.
Yeah, they're big clients.
Yeah. So, and the consumer side just is like, you guys get them when we get them, right? So, yeah. But yeah, the compute module 4s are decent. The CB4, I think that's Big Tree Tech's like alternative to that. I mean, that's not a very fast chip. Like the the Big Tree Tech one, the CB4. Is it the CB4? Their little module. But here's the thing: it doesn't matter that on some benchmarks it's slower than other things because it has enough horsepower to run the printers. Like that's what it matters. It's like,
or CB1.
I don't know. It's like, okay, like you're just a commuter and you don't give a crap about having a fast car. You're probably fine with a Econobox 4-banger. You don't need to be driving a Corvette or a Ferrari to work, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not practical. So then the other thing too is, like I said, the Pi 5 has higher power requirements than the Pi 4. It has higher heat output than the Pi 4. Like, yes, it's a nicer, faster board, but is it needed? I don't think so. So, I mean, I'm not going to be switching our Pi kits over to the Pi 5 anytime soon. As long as we can keep getting the Pi 4s, we're going to keep doing that. And if we can get Pi 4s at a cheaper price, then I'm going to lower the price on the kits, just like we did. Because when we were using those, what was it called? The Rock Pi boards and our R4 Plus kits. I really like those boards, but they're expensive. They're like over $80 a board. and that pushed our price up on the kit, and not many people bought them. So that's why we don't have them on the site anymore. We still have all the stuff to make them in case the pies dry up again, but the thing is, if customers are not willing to pay a premium, even though it's a better product, like the Rock Pi boards are faster, they have more features, they have better Wi-Fi than the Pi 4, but people aren't willing to pay the higher price. So, from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense to keep making them and keep putting money into stocking them because nobody wants to pay the higher price. So,
yeah.
That's the thing. That's why I hope they don't get rid of the Pi 4s. The Pi 4s were at a good price performance spot. And I think they'd be dumb to get rid of them, to be completely honest. But I don't think they are. I think they're going to keep making. Let me see. What is Pi 4 end of production date?
There's the Pi 3 as well.
Okay, so this is kind of cool. It's an unofficial. It's like just the end of life page in general. This is kind of cool. I'm going to share this. Let's see. Well, this is a third party. I'm assuming this is fairly accurate because this site looks like what it is. So we've got, okay, so the 02W is slated to be discontinued in January 1st, 2028 in 4 years. Okay, Pi Model 4B came out 4 years ago in 2019, and it's slated to be discontinued in 2026. So we got still at least another 2 years of those. They're still making, I told you, they're still making the 3B Plus.
Yeah.
So they're going to phase out the 4 and the 3B Plus at the same time. Yeah, they're still selling those. The 3B, for fuck's sake, is still being made. And that came out in 2016. Like, that's crazy. I didn't realize they were still making the 3B. I figured the 3B Plus, because you see 3B 2016.
Wait, the
3B
one
Plus
Model
2018.
A? Oh,
They're
8
still
years
making.
ago.
Oh my God, they're still making these. Wow. That's crazy. Interesting. Yes, a fairly complete list. They don't have the 5 on here yet. But yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so that's good. So they're supposedly gonna keep making the 4 for another 2 years. So that's good.
Yeah.
According to this data sheet, I don't know. Let's see. I searched here. Pi for when
I think they
will
recommend
the Pi
3B Plus
4
higher.
Will the Pi 4 be discontinued? It's all like supply chain updates. Price increases. Yeah, I'm not sure. But that does seem it does seem like accurate from what I've heard. I say, from which version of Pi can Clipper be used? Well, I would say like the 3B or higher. But
Yeah,
aren't people run those on the zeros too? I mean,
You can
here's
run
the
it
thing,
on zeros.
but it's
but
probably like
you
Octoprint.
can't run- Yeah, you
Like,
can't run webcam. You can't run.
Yeah, it's limited.
Input shaping. Like you can print with it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
nice
that's-
for like the V0 where you don't have a screen or you don't.
Yeah,
have
I
anything
wouldn't.
like that.
I wouldn't mess with anything lower than a 3B at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my go-to SBC is going to be the Pi 4 if I'm doing printer stuff. I have a ton of 3B and 3B pluses still running in our print farm. Most of the machines out there are running 3B and 3B pluses. There's some 4s in there because as the 3B and 3B pluses have been dying off, I mean, they're 5+ years old. They have a right to die now. I'm not going to be posting 1-star reviews on the Raspberry Pi Foundation for a board that only lasted 5 years. But yeah, the 3B and higher is what I would do for printers.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
yes, I mean, the thing is, you can run Clipper basically on any SBC. That
The
runs
recommended
Linux.
hardware is a Raspberry Pi 2, 3, or 4.
For Clipper.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever messed with the Pi 2.
Clipper will run on the Pi 1 and Pi 0, but these boards don't have enough processing power for it to run Octoprint well. It's common for prints to stall or errors to occur.
So the Pi 2B is a 900 megahertz quad core with a gig of RAM. So it's not actually that much slower than the Pi 3B. So that makes sense. It's a quad core CPU. So there's the zeros, I think, are single core CPUs.
The 02W, or no, the 02 is essentially just a Pi.
So the original 0 is a 1 gigahertz single core with half a gig of RAM. That's a really underpowered one. And I think the 0W is the same. So no, the 02, I'm looking here, the 02 is a quad core 1 gigahertz. So, okay, so look at the specs here. The 02 is basically like a 3B.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It's the same chip, I'm pretty sure.
No, they're using their own silicon on here, I thought. I'm looking here.
Yeah.
It's RP3. No. They're using their own CPU. The other ones used Broadcom chips. Here. So here's the 02W. They're using their RP.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be the same
specs,
at least.
Yeah. So like this would be okay to run it on because this is a quad core, but it's only got half a gig of RAM though. I mean, in my experience, a gig of RAM is optimal for Octoprint and most other stuff. But yeah. I mean, TLDR 3B or higher for Clipper if you're going with the full-size boards. If you're going with the small ones, then the 02 or higher.
02W. You want the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, 02W, yeah. Yeah, that's my whole thing with the small boards is I want... Oh, someone got a bath and they're wet. So, wait. Oh, God, he's not going to...
Speaking of Wi-Fi, if we're on this subject, funny enough, the Pi 4...
Both got baths.
Mercury 1...
Get down. They're wet.
The Pi 4 Mercury 1 is connected perfectly fine to my router. The Mellow board, I think, I can't remember the name of it, but it's some Mellow combo board where it has the
CM4.
It has everything on board. It has both,
oh, okay.
Like
has it got the rock chip on there? Is that the rock chip one?
I think so. But that one's not connected.
Oh. See, I like just hardwiring my stuff. I'm not a big fan of Wi-Fi in general for like devices that are not like, like here's the thing, like light bulbs, Wi-Fi plugs, those make sense to be wireless, right? Or smart plugs. But like printers, I want my printers hardwired. All my printers are hardwired. We don't have a single printer here that's not hardwired. So
I kind of wish I could hardwire it. I don't know if we can.
Yeah.
Actually, there might. There is. Might have to print a modified shroud to give me a jack on the back of the printer. And run like a 6-inch cable from the printer board to the back case. Does edit preset. Hello, cat. Cooling. Why wasn't it? Yeah, it's cool. Auto cooling. Less than that. Okay, so the bottom of the print might not look great for this for the second skull.
No, why? What happened? Oh, because it's ABS. It wasn't per.
No, the auto cooling was enabled and it wasn't turning on. the fan.
Oh.
I don't think there's an override. Yep. That's annoying. Why would you just turn off the fan? This is PLA. ED to 100%. Rip this print. Unfortunato. Yeah, hop on. Okay, I had to stop the print, but
Yeah, you're a little too close there.
well, it's the tricolor.
Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, you're still a little
So
too
it's-
close.
Yeah. But it looks really cool. The sides also look. It's not gonna focus on that.
Yeah.
But the sides look like hot garbage. Funny, when you print PLA without cooling, the prints look horrible. Who would have guessed? Prusa? This is a default PLA profile? Your auto cooling bullshit? Thank you so much. Oh, should have edited the webcam. The restart. Not what I wanted to do. Oy vey. I changed settings and somehow increased the time while simultaneously lowering the infill. Rousseau, Slicer, why?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up in a second. Realize we're just kind of like doing nothing now. Well, I got the printer done. That was my goal.
I got a little bit of time changing the sport settings. Yeah. I need to get
Here
some
it
food
is.
and clean up.
Yeah, I haven't eaten from.
Have a good
for
night.
bit. Yep, I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys on the next one.
See ya.